So, ladies and gentlemen, I always take requests, and I appreciate all the good people who've been listening to our Vintage Sports File channel. Today, our request is from a avid listener of the channel. So, Travis Cook, thank you so much for making this request. Now, when we talk about players for the Montreal Canadiens that not say been forgotten, but don't come up in normal conversation, this player is on that list of kind of not say disrespected, but we forget how good he was because he won 4 Stanley Cups, was part of 2 big franchises in the 50s before a severe back injury ended his career. So today we're going to be talking about the legend of Marcel Bonin. Now, Joseph Jacques Marcel Bonin, born September 12, 1931 in Montreal, Quebec, was one of the better left wingers in the NHL in the 1950s. Now, standing 5'10", 178 pounds, he got major recognition in the late 40s, early 50s with the Joliet Cyclones, the Trois-Rivières Flambeaux, and the Shawinigan Falls Cataracts of the QMJHL. But he had a major recognition in 52 and 53 with 2 big seasons with the Quebec Aces franchise. He later went on to play AHL for the St. Louis Flyers and made his debut with the Detroit Red Wings in the 53 season with 4 goals and 9 assists for 13 points in 37 games, including 5 games in the playoffs. Now, he moved to the Sherbrooke Saints and the Edmonton Flyers of the QHL and the WHL before getting another cup of coffee with Detroit in 54 with 1 game. Now, 1955 was his breakthrough year, of course, and that's the last of the Howe era Stanley Cup winners. He had a great season with Detroit in the full-time play. He had 16 goals and 20 assists for 36 points, 11 goals in the playoffs, part of Detroit's Stanley Cup run. He had 2 assists in those contests. Now, 56, Bonin was part of one of the biggest trades in NHL history. Now, on June 3rd, 1955, before the start of the 55-56 season, he was dealt in a blockbuster trade to Bruins along with Terry Sawchuk, Vic Stasiak, and Lauren Davis in exchange for Ed Sanford, Real Shella-Fields, Norm Coqueron, Jules Boisvert, and Warren Godfrey. Now, the deal basically took a lot of Detroit. It kind of weakened the team for the rest of the decade, and he really never got back to himself for years. Now, 56, he had an okay season with the Bruins with 9 goals and 9 assists for 18 points. But 57, he found himself back in the minors with the Montreal Canadiens affiliate, the Quebec Aces. He made it back to the NHL in 58 with Montreal, winning his 2nd cup with 39 points in the regular season, including 15 goals and 1 assist in the playoffs. Now, 59, he split time between Rochester and Montreal and won his 3rd cup with 13 goals in the regular season and a great playoff total, one of the best playoff totals for any Montreal Canadian in the 1950s, with 10 goals in 11 games, including another 5 assists. 60, his 4th cup, Montreal Canadiens again, 17 goals in the regular season and 5 points, including a goal in the playoff. Now, 61 and 62, he was averaging again that 15 to 20 goal pace, but unfortunately, his career came to a dramatic conclusion when he had an on-ice collision with Red Wings defenseman Pete Gauguin on February 9th, 62, resulting in a severe back injury, and despite the best efforts in his career, he couldn't make a comeback. But what was very interesting about Bonin, he would play on the power play, even strength defense. He was a very, Carbonneau Provo style player. He could show good defense, but he could score a goal here and there. I mean, you look at the final NHL totals: 97 goals in 454 games, 175 assists for 272 points, but 11 goals and 14 assists for 25 points in 50 games. So decent totals in the playoffs as well. Now in the QHL, he had 45 goals in 151 games at a point-a-game pace with 110 assists and 27 points in 25 games in the playoffs with 9 goals and 18 assists. So woulda, shoulda, coulda. when you have to retire at such a young age, 31 is still a young age for a player back in the day, but it wasn't the type of medical care that you would see in 2020. Just as saying, great respect to him because winning 4 cups with 2 different teams. I'm sure when he won his first cup with Montreal, he had a sort of revenge in his eye because to be traded from Detroit with the great tower of Terry Sawchuk and to see great success with Montreal where, Maurice was getting older, Belleville was still coming on as a player, Boom Boom was there. He played with technically 4 of the top 20 NHL players of the 50s and 60s in those seasons in the 1960s. So he deserves great respect. So, that is the legend of Marcel Bonin. Thanks for listening. Bye.